right, Rob. Greg Jennings alluded to it in our interview with him last hour. He said he thought Jalen Hurts outplayed Patrick Mahomes, even though Mahomes and the Chiefs won and Mahomes was named Super Bowl MVP. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm with Greg. I thought what we saw from Mahomes played well. 182 yards, no interceptions. Coming in, what do you have? 2 touchdowns, 4 picks. So he has now in the Super Bowl. Now he
3
has
touchdowns, no
3
picks,
touchdowns,
5-4.
5-4 now. So yeah, that was a nice clean game for him. But Jalen Hurts did something, Chris, that has only been done twice in the history of the NFL. 300 passing yards, 50 or more rushing yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Only happened 2 times in the 400-year history of the NFL. Okay, maybe not that
400?
long. Maybe not that long. I'm just playing. I was trying to be dramatic. Is that okay? Anyway, it's only been done twice. And guess what? Jalen Hurts is the one who's done it both times, including in the Super Bowl, including when his team was down and they needed him. Jalen Hurts came through. It was impressive. It could have been lights out after the Chiefs got those 2 touchdowns. It could have been like, okay, no, it's just not happening. No. He didn't disappear. He played, he got the touchdown, Chris, and then got the 2-point got the 2-point to tie it, and it took a little something for him to get into the end zone. He had a spectacular game, and yes, I know the fumble. It was a huge fumble because of the score. Not because of the fumble, but the score really hurt.
You mean that they returned it for a touchdown?
Yeah, the score off of it. That's what I meant. You know what I mean? That it hurt because that really put, at that point, Kansas City back in the game when they were in trouble at that point. Obviously there's still a second half to play. But it was huge.
I believe, 14-7, and that tied it up at 14.
Right. And remember, they went in the first half, I'm trying to think. The Eagles had 24-14.
It was 24-14
right,
at halftime.
Exactly. So, I don't know what would have happened, Chris, but say they don't get that gift touchdown. You never know. They go into the half, and it's 24-7. I don't know if it's the same game. That's why I think it was huge.
Yeah, look, Jalen Hurts threw the ball better than Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he's a better passer. I don't think you do, or I don't know if anybody does.
Right.
But in this game, he threw the ball better than Mahomes did. Mahomes didn't throw it poorly, but as far as just those spectacular throws in airtight windows, Hurts had more of them. Like that throw, Rob, we talked about it earlier. Was it a catch? The one to Goddard on the sideline? 3rd and 14, a 17-yarder. And, it was centimeters above the defender's hand.
Chris, like this.
Yep.
How did he get it in there?
That's the question. It was a phenomenal pass. He had a few more. So he threw the ball better than Mahomes. As you alluded to, he ran the ball better than Mahomes, right? At 70 yards, team high. Had the 3 rushing touchdowns, obviously. And those didn't come easy. That, he had to run through some guys and use his, powerful legs. We know he can bench or leg press squat 600 some odd pounds. So he ran the ball, he threw the ball better, Rob, no doubt. Here's the thing, though. The fumble 6, I'm calling it a drop 6. To me, that makes it impossible to say that he played better than Patrick Mahomes. Because as you said, Rob, that if he doesn't fumble that ball in a game that is so close, in a game where neither quarterback outside of that play turns it over, it was huge. Rob, they were, like you said, they went into halftime 24-14. Nice lead. They would have probably gone into halftime, Rob, at least 27. Heck, maybe it would have been 27-7. Or if they score a touchdown on that series, 31-7. And that's a whole, or even say it's 31-14. It's a whole different ballgame. Now, I'm not going to say the fumble lost the game because, Rob, like there's a lot of time left and teams respond differently when the score is different. If it's the last play of the game,
you know what I mean? Then you can say that was right.
You just don't know. The Kansas City has more urgency, whatever. You don't know what would have happened. But to your point, a 27-7 lead or 31-7 or 31-14 at halftime, that feels like, man, this thing might be over. And so I get it. He was phenomenal. And in every other way, he was better than Mahomes. But that one play was so big that I don't think you can say he played better than Patrick.
All right, let me give you some fat to chew on. Are you ready? All right, here we go. So Hurts tied or set 5 Super Bowl records, Chris, last night. Most rushing yards by a quarterback, 70. Most points scored by a player, 20. Most touchdowns scored in the game, right? 3. Most rushing touchdowns, 3. Most 2-point conversions in a game, 1, right? And also converted 60% on third down, 60%, and they were perfect on fourth down. Here we go. Eagles also had more first downs, third down conversions, total plays, total drives, passing yards, total yards, and time of possession than the Chiefs. They really did. Yeah, they held on to the
Chiefs
ball.
Had the ball, 23 minutes?
And they were able to move. Yeah, they were able to move the ball, Chris. It was unbelievable how the Eagles were able to hold on to the ball and do those drives. I hear you.
Mahomes was scoring quickly. Like he didn't have the ball very much, especially in the second half.
And I hear you with the fumble, which if that was later in the game, maybe I can buy it. But it was early enough for him to recover, and he did. I still think that when you look at the totality, he lost. So sometimes it's hard to look and think somebody is better because their team lost. But I really believe that and it was a different kind of game for Mahomes. You talked about it. There was a lot of short passes, quick things, nothing downfield, big time. It was the different. What do you have? 182 yards.
182.
Yeah.
I don't even to me. It's not the win. I mean, because it would be if he didn't have that fumble, it'd be easy to say, yeah, he played better. There's no doubt about it.
So everything else he did came apart because of the fumble.
Yeah, that fumble was huge, man. I mean, it was like you said, if it's just a fumble, heck, even if they don't score on that play, but they march down and score, I might feel the same way. Who knows? But definitely since it was a fumble 6, and I get it, they wouldn't have been in the game had it not been for Hurts.
But one of Mahomes, you talk about, about Mahomes not having the ball. One of his touchdowns was a 4-yard drive. I mean,
no, I get that.
That was enough. I mean, it wasn't like he drove 80 yards.
2 of their huge plays was the fumble return and the punt return.
Right.
No doubt. But that's a critical error. Sirianni said it after the game. He said, "Look, our whole teaching is, the ball is everythh
Of
you
course,
know how big turnovers are.
There's no doubt that that turnover hurt them, but I still think he just played better. All-around game, a game that we just haven't seen. We haven't seen a game like that, and you know what? I mean, I was totally impressed when Chris, because I think most people thought if they get behind by 2 touchdowns or whatever, there's no way he can pass them back into the game. The game's over. What did I hear? 70% of his passes came when his team had a lead. Isn't that what everybody was saying? We've never seen him have to come back, you'd have to throw the ball.
I agree. Now he passed the ball unlike most of us thought he could. So I'm with you on all that, but it's just that, man, that's I'm not even trying to blame it. Like I said, they're not in the game if it's not for him. Because that defense, Rob, didn't do nothing.
Nothing. No show.
That defense, they didn't even have a sack.
No show, Chris.
If one thing I thought I could count on him for was 1 sack.
That was a no show. And that defense, I just stunned.
Yeah,
absolutely stunned because They had 70 sacks during the regular season, Chris. 7-0.
Yep.
And to get a 0, stunning.
Yep. No doubt. But
it'll be interesting to hear what people say. Are they with me or with you on this?
Yeah.
And how they viewed the game.
Quickly, let me ask you this. You weren't sold on Jalen.
No.
Are you now?
Yes, but I still wouldn't give him the contract yet.
I'm 90% there. Look, it's one great year and it's one heck of a game.
No doubt.
Incredible game. But
my thing
I
is
just
you don't
want
have
to see it a little more than 1 year. Look, if he wants it, and I don't know that he'll make us. If I'm the Eagles, ideally he doesn't make it a big deal and we go one more year without it and then we sign him next year. I'm convinced he's my guy if I'm them. But I still want to see it right. It was one great year. And it was one great game in the Super Bowl, But I just want to see it a little more. I do feel this way. His character, his integrity, his leadership, his likability in the locker room, his, all those intangibles that he has, the work ethic. I'm convinced he's going to continue to work hard and be great. But I just personally, I want to see at least 2 years of phenomenal play.
I agree. I just, especially when you don't have to.
Right. But if he makes a stink, then I probably just do it, honestly.
And he ain't coming off a Kyler Murray playoff game who made us think after that.
Exactly.